Welcome to our International Student Brief program. Today, we have some exciting and eyebrow-raising stories lined up for you. First up, UK employers may soon be stepping in to help cover private school fees for their employees' children as the government plans to scrap VAT exemptions for independent schools. This could be a game changer for many families facing steep fee hikes. Next, Australian universities are grappling with significant delays in processing student visas just weeks before the second semester begins. This bottleneck is causing financial strain and uncertainty, especially for second-tier institutions. Last but not least, a report from the Migrant Workers Centre reveals that international students in Australia are being misled by migration agents, leading to severe issues like employment rights violations and poor living conditions. One student even had to use a balcony as a bedroom. Please stay tuned for the detailed stories. Telegraph. For many parents, school fees have become a massive worry, especially with Labour's plans to scrap the VAT exemption for independent schools, potentially causing a 20% fee increase. If Keir Starmer's party wins the upcoming general election, this could displace 75,000 students by September 2025, according to Baines Cutler data. Parents have voiced their concerns, with some contemplating debt or removing their children from private schools altogether. Employers might soon play a role in this debate. Some businesses already offer benefits like private health insurance and childcare vouchers, but school fee support is less common and usually reserved for senior roles or specific industries. The Ministry of Defence and the Foreign, Commonwealth, and Development Office offer school fee assistance for those relocating for work. In the corporate sector, help with school fees is often part of a relocation package for senior roles, especially in industries like energy. Companies like DHL and KPMG provide school fee support for foreign assignments, and this benefit helps secure top talent and offers tax benefits to both employers and employees. The Sydney Morning Herald. Universities in Australia are alarmed as only half of the visas for enrolled international students have been processed just weeks before semester 2, which some institutions believe is a deliberate move by the government to suppress foreign arrivals amidst a political fight over migration. The delays are mainly affecting second-tier universities, with the sector estimating significant financial losses due to slower visa processing. Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill had previously ordered the prioritization of visa applications for top providers, leading to hundreds of millions in losses for other institutions. The government plans to introduce legislation to cap foreign students, aiming to have net overseas migration by next July. Universities are facing uncertainty, with many students missing start dates and experiencing visa refusals. The sector fears job losses and further financial impact, while the government insists the changes are necessary to restore integrity to the international education system. Some speculate the government might ditch the ministerial direction ahead of imposing student caps, which could affect the enrollment of international students and the overall perception of Australia as a study destination. The Sydney Morning Herald. Valentina Olivares, a Chilean national, arrived in Sydney in 2016 as an international student, only to face a harsh reality far from the rosy picture painted by migration agents. She had to work cash-in-hand jobs with no employment rights and struggled to find livable accommodation, dealing with bullying landlords and dodgy share houses. A new report from the Migrant Workers Centre highlights significant issues with migration and education agents, including high costs, low standards, and incorrect advice. Many students faced problems with their service, and some were directed to ghost colleges for visas rather than education. The report recommends establishing an education agent register and reviewing commission-based services. Olivares experienced misleading advice, struggled to find work, and lived in poor conditions, sharing rooms and dealing with cockroach-infested apartments. Despite these challenges, she continued her studies and is now on a post-study visa. The report calls for better regulation of education agents to protect vulnerable students, while some industry professionals argue for greater self-regulation and accreditation to improve standards. The Globe and Mail. In a stunning political upset, the Liberals lost a Toronto by-election in a riding they had held for 30 years, signaling potential trouble for Justin Trudeau's party in the upcoming federal election. Don Stewart of the Conservative Party narrowly defeated the Liberal candidate Leslie Church by just 590 votes in the affluent and socially progressive Toronto St. Paul's riding. This loss is seen as a significant rebuke to Trudeau, who acknowledged that his team has a lot more work to do. The riding's dissatisfaction appears to stem from economic issues such as high interest rates, inflation, and unaffordable housing. The Conservatives now face a strategic dilemma, whether to continue focusing on suburban ridings or to spread their resources to urban cores in hopes of broader gains. With the next federal election on the horizon, the Liberals must decide whether to stick with Trudeau or seek new leadership to avoid a historic defeat. The Globe and Mail. The Ontario Science Centre, a beloved 55-year-old institution, was abruptly shut down due to serious structural damage to parts of its roof, marking the end of a year-long battle over its future. Premier Doug Ford had previously announced plans to relocate the Science Centre to Ontario Place, a move met with widespread criticism. The government's decision to close the centre was based on findings that up to $40 million in repairs were needed, though critics argue that the damage was not as severe as claimed. Architect Raymond Moriyama's iconic brutalist design has been a staple for generations, but the building's $370 million repair costs have made it a contentious issue. The closure has sparked debate over the province's approach to maintaining public institutions, with some private individuals, including ex-Shopify VP Adam McNamara, offering to help cover the repair costs. The future of the original site remains uncertain as Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow and the provincial government continue to negotiate its fate. Telegraph. A 17-year-old college student shares his journey of financial management while earning £500 per month from a part-time job. Balancing college and work, he leverages loyalty programs like Nectar and MyWaitrose John Lewis to save on essentials and earn rewards. His biggest weekly expense is commuting to college, which he mitigates using a 16 to 25 railcard and booking trains through the Uber app for cashback. He splits his savings between a stocks and shares ISA and an easy access saver, planning for both long-term stability and short-term goals like festival tickets and travel. Despite the challenges, he maintains a disciplined approach to saving, setting aside money as soon as he gets paid and making thoughtful spending choices. His story highlights the importance of early financial literacy and planning for future expenses, whether for university, an apprenticeship, or simply enjoying life while still young. The Sydney Morning Herald. Jacqueline Lofts and Joshua Beagley, unable to afford a home in Sydney, turned their sights overseas and purchased a two-bedroom apartment in Italy's Umbria region for €32,000. Situated in the medieval village of Amelia, the building dates back to the 1400s and was once a noble family's holiday home. Despite their love for Sydney's inner-city lifestyle, they opted for a lock-and-leave holiday home in Italy, where they can stay for 90 days twice a year. Beagley, a musician, and Lofts, a travel itinerary designer, can work remotely, allowing them to maintain their rental in Surrey Hills. They spent about a year searching for the right property and eventually bought it sight unseen. The apartment came with previous owners' belongings, including 26 dining chairs and a drawer full of handwritten recipes. They have invested approximately $8,000 in renovations and plan to learn Italian. The trend of Australians buying property abroad has been growing, with many seeking higher incomes and more opportunities overseas. The Globe and Mail. Fraser Simpson, the creator of the Globe's cryptic crosswords for 3 decades, has crafted a massive 628-clue Canada Day crossword. Simpson, who once used graph paper and pencils, now relies on software to design grids, though he customizes the word list to avoid dull or obscure terms. His word list includes contemporary names and Canadian terms to fit the theme. Filling the grid starts from the bottom right to ensure interesting and Canadian content, and he favors nouns for family-friendly solving. Writing the clues, which can take up to a week, reflects his interests and sense of humor. Meanwhile, former BC Premier Christy Clark suggests Justin Trudeau should step down, and Iran holds elections following a helicopter crash that killed its president. Post-Roe, Mexican abortion advocates now see Americans struggling for safe abortion access. Barry Hertz has listed the 25 greatest Canadian actors, inviting readers to explore and enjoy. The Globe and Mail. Joe Biden and Donald Trump prepare to face off in the first of 2 presidential debates tonight in Atlanta, marking their first shared stage since October 2020. The debate, organized solely by CNN, will feature mutable mics and no audience, reminiscent of pandemic-era adjustments. Trump currently holds a slight edge in polls, but Biden has been closing the gap. Missing from the stage will be independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The debate is expected to cover hot-button issues like the economy, immigration, and climate change. Both candidates carry significant baggage, from Trump's legal troubles to Biden's unpopularity. Polls show a significant portion of Americans are dissatisfied with both candidates. Meanwhile, 105-year-old Angeline Charlebois exemplifies super-aging by staying active with baking, dancing, and knitting. Geoffrey Hinton offers $1 million to repair the Ontario Science Centre, and Russia's closed-door trial of journalist Evan Gershkovich begins. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.